Hi there, Adam Tragone, Managing Editor at Human Events. Welcome to Human Events Studios. Today our contributor Bob Maginnis joins us to talk about defense issues. Bob, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to quickly talk about John Brennan and his nomination to the CIA and what that means for our defense and our intelligence services going forward, especially with the memo out of the Justice Department that came out, leaked this week, about drones being used to assassinate American citizens abroad. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that steps over the line in terms of civil liberties, and certainly with Americans traveling all over the world. Yes, some of them, and we have some that have gone to the other side, but you know, we have special forces. We can go in and snatch these people. We've demonstrated that around the world. So if it's an American citizen, let's bring him home and put him before a court. If it's someone else, that's a different issue. And we've demonstrated that with Osama bin Laden and thousands of others. And I think we need to pursue a policy that certainly is taking advantage of technology we have.
And we spoke before off camera about the instances where that wasn't the case, like Mr. Al-Awlaki. Now, right. You'd say that that's stepping over the line there, probably should have snatched him and tried him in some sort of way?
Yeah, I think during the Bush administration we snatched a lot of people. We got a lot of good intelligence that we could follow up right away. And so, you know, guys that know our culture, that are embedded in enemy operations would be very, very helpful in terms of intel. And there's no reason we can't snatch them. So we ought to be doing that.
And what does Mr. Brennan's role at the CIA look like? Is that more of the same, the usage of drones? I know that he's a fan of using drones. Oh, yeah. I mean, what does that mean going forward for the agency?
I think anywhere the agency is, which is most of the world, they will use drones if they think it's necessary. Clearly, he has established himself in that regard. At the NSC, as working with the President as his security advisor. I think that he has the President's ear, and he'll make recommendations like he has in the past.
Before Mr. Panetta retired or spoke of his retirement, he changed the women in combat rules. I know a lot of conservatives, I know a lot of folks within the movement have written about this and aren't very supportive and have for a long time thought of that. What do you think that does with combat readiness, and do you feel that the American military will be severely affected by this?
Well, certainly the infantry, the direct ground combat forces will be impacted. The Marine Corps' own internal survey suggests that you know, it would be a significant detriment to their ability to maintain readiness. There'll be gender norming, there'll be all sorts of excuses, but I think people need to understand we're not talking about being in a combat zone as being in combat. We're talking about taking the fight to the enemy, carrying 60-pound packs with machine guns, breaking in doors, killing people, doing the tough stuff that takes, you do it day after day. It's incredibly exhausting. And there are a host of reasons which I've written about over the years that we don't want to proceed down that pathway. But this administration is so radical and so deaf to what the facts are that they're pushing down, I think, an agenda that is going to, in my estimation, will cause a great detriment to our culture, will certainly hurt the women that serve, and overall it will hurt the country in terms of its ability to secure the land.
It will be interesting going forward to see that, and thank you for stopping by with us, Bob. Bob Maginnis, our contributor on defense and national security issues at Human Events. You can read his columns every week on humanevents.com.